Hello everyone, Godless Captive here. Today I'm gonna show you my new Stamina Nightblade in Horns of the Reach update, and it is very much simple character, and this is easy to get the sets, and the skills is very much simple. Maybe there's some changes in rotation, as you know, and it is easy to master, and this character is well for every kind of content in the game, like for 4 player dungeons, VDSA, Milestorm, or Trials, and this is very much good, and you will like that. So before I show you the video, just don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button below, and let me know if you find something untrue or unuseful. Let me know so we can work on it and we can figure it out, because I was like testing that for maybe 1 week so far, and I'm able to reach high number of DPS on the DPS test in there, and which is fine, and it seems like okay character, and this is so nice for me. So we start with the stats first. Stats, Mandestone, etc. I put 64 to stam, and I have 16.3k health, 35.3k max stam, and 858 stam recovery with 3000 weapon damage and 60% weapon crit. And my Mandestone is Shadow. You can get it in Rivenspire West Side, and it gave you crit damage done by 12. I'm doing that because I decided to stack the whole crit damage so I can reach high number by doing crit. And my race is Redguard. In here you can do more crit if you go for Khajiit, which is so nice, but I don't prefer it because of the sustain is like will be so low probably, and you will get hard times without leeching strikes, and it will be so hard. So this is my stats, Mandestone, and my food is max out, max stam. So health and stam is very much okay, and you don't need much stam recovery, that you can do heavy attack, or leeching strikes will help if you want, if you have hard times to sustain that. So I will start with the gear first. I'm using 2 food, depends on the content. If I'm doing, and if I'm too lazy to do heavy attack and some kind of things, I use Dubious Cameron Throne. Stam recovery 320, max stam 3.1k, and max out 3.5k for 2 hours. But when you eat that, your health will go like 14.4, 14.5k, and you will suffer in trials, so don't use that, please. Don't use that. Add heavy attack into your rotation between the skills. I will explain. And this is blue usual food. It gives you max health 5.4k and max stam 5000 for 1 hour, which is so nice. And the potion is Blessed Thistle, Dragon Thorn, and there's like another flower that I cannot remember that gave you crit. It gave you Major Brutality for 47.6 seconds by 20%. It gave you 10% weapon crit, and it gave you 7500 stamina and stam recovery. So this is the gear. Let me charge. I charge it. Yes. Oh my god, this is about to go down. I'm gonna sneeze, man. I'm so sorry. So the first weapon that we are using is Axe of Night Mother. We are using dual wield Night Mother gaze. It is craftable and you can craft it in north side of the Reaper's Marsh. It is infused. Since sharpened is nerfed so hard, I'm not using sharpened anymore on my front bar. And it deals 4000 poison damage and increase the effect by 30%, so which is so nice, and it gave enough weapon damage, like 1.3k weapon damage. So the set gave you on the two bonus 833 weapon crit, weapon damage, and weapon crit again. When you deal crit damage, you reduce the enemy's physical resistance by 2.5k for 6 seconds. And this is the axe I'm using because of the bleeding that I have to use, and I put it into my main hand because it procs more than compared to your offhand. On the main hand weapon it procs more. So it deals crazy amount of poison damage, which you can get as Nightblade as well from passives. And from CP it hits so hard, and the bleed is so nice, man. It is like so good to have axe on your character. Other one is for crit, like dagger and precise, and increase your weapon damage and spell damage by 320 for 5 seconds. And it definitely procs every time. It definitely procs every time, but in a long fight it seems like axe, I mean your main hand weapon, is proccing more compared to your offhand. So 2 dual wield Night Mother I showed you, and back bar is Milestone Bow, sharpened, and I don't have infused yet. Increases damage of volley by 161 per tick, increasing by 56 every half second, and 189 weapon damage, and a little bit penetration. If you don't have Milestone Bow, it is okay. It's okay, don't panic. You don't have to use Milestone weapons to finish Milestone, or any trial, or any dungeon, or something like that, or VDSA. You don't have to use that if you don't have. But if you have, this is better. So you can craft random, or maybe not random, you can craft Night Mother Bow with infused. You can put weapon damage into it. So this glyph, you can put weapon and spell damage, and it will give you 500 weapon damage, which is so nice. And you already light attacking the whole time. There is no way to miss that weapon damage. So you can put disease to your offhand, poison on the main hand, disease on the offhand, but keep the same traits, precise, infused, keep that. Don't do two infused or something like that, because your crit will go down. And you have to crit because of the Night Mother. So this is the weapons, and there's no poison I'm using. No poison. Helmet is cracks. You can get it from Fungal Grotto 1, and from the chest that you can get shoulder. It is device and with stem glyph, all of them is stem, and 1453 physical penetration on the first part. And at the final, when you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to spawn through limps that create shockwaves in front of you, dealing 1.6k physical damage every 0.4 sec for 1.2 seconds. And it has cooldown of 3 seconds, which is so nice. It hits like every time, it procs so much many time, and this penetration is so nice as well, because you have a lot of penetration because of the sets. Okay, my throat is dry. I need to drink some water. Man, I'm talking so much. I hope you guys like that, by the way, because I'm really like trying to give something. So I hope you like that. It breaks many more times, so it hits like a truck really. It is good to have and easy to get. You can just go and farm fungal grotto, and you can just skip arrow bosses and you can get the helm and shoulder. But I have infused right now and I didn't do that legendary. And you need device. I'm waiting for my device. I'm waiting for my sexy device, but I didn't get it yet. I don't have luck. I opened like 300 so far. There's no device crack shoulder. So there's nothing I can do, man. Don't blame me for using purple gear. There's nothing I can do. The drop chance is terrible. The drop chance is so terrible. And chest, two fang snake reinforced. Unit device. Yeah. You have to use device. And this is the third set actually, after the Craigs, Night Mother. And this is the third set that we are using. Two fang snake, you can get it from Sanctum Ophidia. You can get Jewelry in Legendary in yellow from Veteran. And this is nice to do hard mode Sanctum, and you can get like 2 Jewelry. All of them is stem glyph and need to be device, so you can get 7.5% increase in your Shadow Manda Stone. And it gave you weapon damage, max stam, weapon crit, and when you deal damage, your physical penetration is increased by 840 for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So it basically giving you 4200 penetration, and you want to use your two fang snake on the armor, because if you use it in your weapons you will not get benefit on your back bar. So it is like hard to stack 5 damage on your front bar, man. You know, you are not doing 5 damage on your front bar, so you have to use that in armor. 2-piece body and 3-piece jewelry, all of them with enchanted weapon damage. All of them are robust though. And oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, now. And 3-piece Night Mothers here, stem, and all of them divines. So you get penetration. Some people will say why I'm not using Spriggan, and Spriggan gives you more penetration than Night Mother gives. But when you use Spriggan, you get penetration only on your front bar. That's the problem. You are not doing damage only in your front bar. You do deal damage as well on your back bar, and like the whole AoE is on your back bar. Cold traps, hail, trap, poison injection, your ulti, and you really want Night Mother guys, because when you deal crit damage on your front bar, you reduce the enemy resistance. You are not getting penetration like Spriggan. So you just reduce the penetration, resistance, physical resistances, and it is there. It doesn't matter if you are on your back bar or front bar, you get the resistance thing. You reduce the resistance thing. This is what I'm running as Stunblade, and I'm able to do like 44, 45k with Night Mother and Two Fang Snake on DPS test. And this is so good. Okay, this is my skills. I'm not gonna do like 5-hour build video, and I'm sure some of you know the basics, so I'm not gonna do the numbers, but it running slash hits like a truck from dual wield, 2.5k physic damage, 10,000 dots over 9 seconds, and there's some passives that you want: increase weapon damage, 6% of offhand weapons, blah blah, cost, and increasing your damage. And X give your melee attacks an 8% chance to bleed enemies for 10,000 physic damage over 6 seconds, and Dagger gave you crit. The second skill is Relentless Focus from Assassination. Minor Berserk, Minor Endurance, increasing your damage done by 8% and stam recovery 10%. And when you do 5 light or heavy attack, this skill will change to Assassin Scourge, allowing you to fire a single shot from a spectral bow at an enemy, deal 16k disease damage, which is so nice. And you have to do light attack between every skill, so you don't miss the proc. There's a 2 passives you can put, like Master Assassin or Executioner, so you can start your DPS test from hidden, and you can do a little bit more DPS, but just I'm just saying, no need that, no need that. You don't have to go hidden in the fucking DPS test and do something like that. Pressure points give you weapon crit for each assassination ability slotted, and hemorrhage increase your crit damage done by 10%. Dealing crit damage grants you and your minor savagery, increasing your weapon crit for 20 seconds. It is so nice. And the other skill from dual wield, this is the third skill, Deadly Cloak. Approximately 3000 physic damage every 3 seconds for 15 seconds, and reduce the damage you take from AoEs by 25. Other skill is our Executioner on our front bar, Killer Blade, 4.3k disease damage, deals 300% more damage to targets at or below 25% health. Heals you for 20% of your max health if the target dies within blah blah sec. So there is no spammable skill, by the way, in the character. You are not going to spam like first boss 1-2 times or something like it. It's actually done, by the way, by the patch, so you have to just do the rotation. There's some passives going on in the shadow: recoveries, resistances, max health, duration. So surprise attack dealing 8.7k physic damage and afflicting them with major fracture, which reduce their physical resistances by 5.2k for 17.3 seconds. And the last skill as ultimate is Flawless Dawnbreaker, because of when you slot that, your weapon damage is increased by 5% only for slotting, and you get 3% more from the fighter skill passives. So we get 8% more weapon damage on our front bar, and it hits good as well. 11k hit and 13k over 5 seconds, which is that. This is our dual wield bar, and our bow bar is from assault. You need to level up in PvP a little bit, I'm so sorry for that. But you need Razor Cold Traps, 1.7k physic damage every 1 second for 12 seconds, because duration is 12. And when you put that, it explodes. It deals an immediate 2.1k physic damage and reduces movement speed by 70%, which I don't care really. The second one is bow and the sail. This is our damage output, so it hits very well, and most of the damage is coming from and the sail. Also, if you have the bow, my storm bow, it will hit like crazy amount of damage. 1.3k physical damage to enemies in the area every half second for 10 seconds. So this is so nice to have. And there's some passives. Weapon crit cost, dealing light and heavy attacks increase damage of your bow abilities by 5% for 5 seconds. Stacking up to 5 times. This is Hawkeye, which is so nice. And I created that rotation to get most benefit from Hawkeye. So your end the sail hit like crazy. Okay, the last skill is no, not the last skill. The third skill is rearming trap. You do physical damage and also dot, and it gave you minor force, increasing your crit damage down by 10%. It is in Fighter's Guild. Increase weapon damage 3% in here. We got 3% damage, and your Fighter's Guild abilities deal an additional 20% damage to Undead, Werewolf or Daedras. Fourth skill, it is kinda execution thing. It hit 5000 and 10,000 poison damage over 10 seconds. The damage over time deals up to 260% more damage to enemies under 50% health. It also hits very well, and you want that. You want that on your bar. And there is, oh my god, I'm getting some messages onto my phone, just go away. And the last skill is Resolving Vigor, 11k health over 5 seconds, and it heals 9k over 5 seconds of the nearby allies. And this is from Assault, by the way. You can get Vigor in PvP. And the last skill is Assassination Ultimate, 13k disease damage standing down for blah blah blah, and increasing your damage against them by 20% for 6 seconds. Also, you reduce the enemy healing received and health recovery by 30%. It doesn't matter. So, this is the skills that I'm using. So, champion point, then I will show you the rotation. Okay, also don't forget to put 30% more effect to get potion when you use that. Red guard skills, max stam recovery. When you deal melee attack, you restore 792 stam every 5 sec. No passives into here. Passives to Undaunted, but I'm too lazy to level up that. You want that. So when you have your health and max stats will go higher a little bit. And the Fighter's Guild passives, first Intimidating, Slayer and Skill Tracker will be okay. You can put Banish the Wicked if you are fighting against Daedra, so you can get ultimate quick. Medium armor passives, weapon crit, stam recovery, stam cost, and sneaking, detection, weapon damage, and roll dodge, movement speed. You put the bow passives in here. You put the dual wield passives in here. You put siphoning passives. You gain 20 ultimate when you drink pot. Max magic, healing done, and when you use siphoning you get 2 ultimate every 4 seconds cooldown. And shadow passives as I showed you already. And these 2 pressure point and hemorrhage passives. Now the CP. So CP is I put 55 to Ironclad because I want to reduce the direct damage to myself 20% approximately. When you take crit damage you heal for 163 health. Hardy 60, Elemental Defender 60, and you reduce physic, poison, disease, flame, frost, shock, magic dealt to you by 12.57%. And I put 45 to thick skin, so you reduce your damage taken from dots by 17.45%, which is so nice. And there's a critical leech When you deal direct crit damage, you heal for 330 health every 5 seconds. This is so nice. And nothing in here. Nothing in here. You can actually do 55 hardy, 55 elemental defender, and you can put 10 to quick recovery, and you can get field position. While you are resurrecting another player, your damage taken is reduced by 15%, which is so nice for trial groups. You can just do 55, 55 and 10 to quick recovery and it will be all fine. On the green one, I don't have anything to into tower. I have lower 65 tenacity. When you use heavy attack, you get stam back 13.12%, so it increases the amount of stam you are getting back. No Arcanist, no healthy. 100 to Mooncalf. I know the jump point though. Increase your stam recovery by 15%. You don't have to worry about the jump point because there is nothing, basically nothing useful than Mooncalf. You have to put 100 to Mooncalf. So you get recovery. Even 1% is worth. It is not wasting like 25 point into Mooncalf. Why, man? Why? I can put some 25 to Warlord and I can reduce the cost of break free. Yeah, but you are not getting stunned in PvE like in PvP. You don't have to break free the whole time. You are not tanking that. So every percent worth to use. I'm very much not suffering anything and I'm totally fine with my stam and with my resources. If you use well, if you stick to your rotation, it is all fine. It's all fine. So 55 to Tumbling. Instead of Warlord, I put Tumbling, reduce the cost of roll dodge by 19.93% and I'm dodge rolling. I love dodge rolling and escaping from the situation that's happening in there. Also, especially in Halls of Fabrication, like the first boss putting some crazy AoE that you have to go out fast. Most of the people cannot go out, or most of the magic players cannot go out because they don't have stam like magic sorcerers. They cannot dodge roll, they shield and go up, not that by doing dodge roll. And this is our shield you can think about. You can think like that compared to magic classes. So the most important thing in the blue one, I don't have anything in here. I have 48 Master at Arms. Increase your damage done with direct damage attacks by 18.24%, which is your most of the skills is direct damage because of the melee and less range from 8 meters. So they consider as direct damage. Some passives in here: when you block, deal physical damage to enemy, blah blah. Yeah, block and get riposte. So you can hit. 11 piercing, increase your physic penetration, 1000. 49 to mighty, increase physical, poison and disease damage done by 11.10%. Thaumaturge is increase your damage done with dots by 20.15%, and precise strikes increasing your crit strikes with stam abilities by 20.15%. It is so nice. And from the passives you get perfect strike, increase your weapon crit by 12%, and exploiter, increase your damage done against off-balance enemies by 10%, and in trials you get that because of the healers are running the lightning staff with charged trade with the shock glyph on it, and they give you off balance the whole time, so you get 10% more. You don't have to do anything to get exploiter in here though. You just get it because of you put like 75 into here already. And this is the setup that I'm using as champion points. So let's go into my rotation now. So my rotation is very much simple. Maybe some of you find that crazy or strange, but it's all fine. It's all fine, and it is easy to master. It is nothing special. It is no hard work or something like that. I actually tried to find the best rotation that I can get, and yeah, it is kind of hard work going on there. So before you start, you can remove vigor for that thing as well. So you can put like bleaching strikes maybe. Yeah, you can put bleaching strikes. So what does bleaching strikes do? So just quick explanation. Light and heavy attacks heal you for 1.5k health and restore 100 stam for 20 sec. You restore up to 4000 blah blah additional stamina when effect ends based on the length of time bleaching strikes was active. You can think like this is a rally in another way, but it works like rally, so. Okay, you put the buffs, leeching strikes, relentless focus, deadly cloak. You drink your potion, heavy attack, trap beast, light attack, cold traps, light attack. Then when you put your endless sail, you get 15% more damage because you do light attack at the start and you put this trap beast and you do light attack again. It means 10%. And you put this. Okay, I think this is 20. Okay, heavy 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. So you get 15% when you put end the sail after those 3 things. Okay, just let me do my rotation, yeah. Heavy attack, trap beast, light attack, cold drops, light attack, end the sail, light attack, poison injection. If you have ulti, drop that, and bar swap. Light attack, surprise attack, you reduce enemy resistances. Light attack, rending slash, and at that time relentless focus proc must be on, but I'm not getting it because I'm doing so slow right now. And you put proc like that. You came to your front bar, you put surprise attack, you do rending slash, you do light attack and put that on. It hits. Light attack, relentless focus again, light attack, deadly cloak, go out. And when you come to your back bar, this is very much simple, but this time on the second one is different a little bit. So you put trap based, cold traps, end the sail, poison injection, and leeching strikes and bar swap. So you can just animation cancel leeching strikes like that, like this. And when you come to your front bar, you do the same. Rending slash, relentless focus proc and put relentless focus back, and deadly cloak, bar swap. This time is no leeching, and you will use ultimate with animation cancel. You do this, you do this, you put the bow, you put back on, deadly cloak, same, cold traps, end the sail, poison injection, leeching, bar swap, surprise, rending, relentless, put back on, and this is going on like that. So when execute, these dots need to be active all around you. You can start to execute at 16%. What you do is, when you put the dots on your back bar, you just come to your front. Let me reduce the volume of my speakers. You just come to your front, light attack, surprise attack, light attack, killer blade, light attack, killer blade, light attack, killer blade until it dies. You will see when I test my DPS, so it will be much more better when I do fast, so you can understand what I'm exactly doing. Okay, one last time. Put the dots on. Relentless focus, potion, deadly cloak. I'm gonna do it slow. I'm not gonna do like crazy amount of fast, but I will do after I show you the rotation. So this, 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 this one, this one. My relentless focus, oh my god, okay. I just do it slow because... Okay, I'll do that normal. This is the rotation, very much simple. My relentless focus rotation is just fucked up, so I have to put that after my deadly cloak. Okay, now it fixed. Put back on, deadly cloak, go out, cold traps. Okay, no stem. Cold traps, hail, poison injection, ulti, leeching, rending, deadly. You have to put the relentless focus on because it's supposed to proc after you use surprise attack and relentless focus if you don't miss any light attack in your back bar, so it will be all fine. Okay, now this is the execute phase that I'm doing. This is the execute phase. That's what I'm do. That's what I do. That's what most people do, and you get crazy amount of damage. It is kind of hard to do relentless focus proc because I'm doing slow and it has like time, so I just cannot do that with slow, but I can do slow motion. So let me show you another thing. Let me go out of combat first. Okay, there's another choice to get more DPS in DPS test in the target dummy. Okay, so but I consider it as tweak or as glitch because you are not going to play like that in trials. So you put mark target instead of leeching strikes. You put Dawnbreaker on to your back bar. You put incap to here. So with that way, you got hemorrhage in your front bar because you slotted assassination ability. You get 10% crit damage done in your front bar because you have relentless focus and killer blade. At the back bar, you have mark target. Actually, the other one is you are getting the same since you slotted the ultimate in your back, but it is like much more easier to use the ultimate on the front bar just before you put your relentless focus thing. So let me show you without buff. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no, it doesn't crit, so 28k. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put that, and I put that 31k. 3 more than 3k increase. So, but when you buff yourself completely, and it will hit more, it will hit like 45 to 55k with the potions and with those things. So my weapon damage is 3267, kinda 70% weapon crit, and when you use potion, I forgot to say that when I buffed myself. So these numbers are buffed. And there's another thing you can use Dubios Cameron Throne while you are testing 3 milling guy, so you can sustain yourself a little bit. What I do in that rotation. So what I do is very much same, yeah. The difference is I put my incap in my front bar. Okay, so heavy attack trap, heavy attack cold traps, end the sail, poison injection. I do this, I do this, I do this. I wait my ultimate, I put that, and I put my proc thing, relentless focus. In that way, you deal kinda more damage because you are not gonna forget your ulti at the back bar. You can do also animation cancel if you want, but it totally depends on you, so I don't worry about that. And those damages, oh god. So it was another rotation that you can do. Also in trials, you don't need leeching strike, so you just need vigor. And put the imcap back, put the Dawnbreaker into your front bar. This is the trial setup. Few people is using War Machine, and you are getting buff from War Machine in here because it gave you Major Savagery or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, so you can do 15% more damage, and which is so nice. If you have War Machine things, you can just use War Machine. If someone not running if someone running Night Mother, you can use War Machine. But some people need to run Night Mother in the trials, so this is why not you. I will record a video with War Machine. You can definitely do more DPS than Night Mother guys, okay? You can do more DPS than this build. But this is another thing. This is another story because you want Night Mother guys in your group if you have stamina DPS in your trial group. Okay, now I'm going to show you that from 50% and from 3 million, 100%, 1.5 million and 3 million with only self buff alone, and you will see the damage. So you can do heavy attack, but it will reduce your DPS and but you will get like sustain and stamina back, which is okay. But on the 3 million self buff without heavy attack is hard. Either you use dubious Cameron, or if you're using blue food, you have to heavy attack and put the leeching strikes on so you can survive by yourself. Don't forget rotation. I will do that slow motion, fast, and the normal one, yeah? So you can see what I'm doing exactly. In this one now, I'm going to show you slow-mo. I put the buffs, and I'm using blue food and no leeching strikes, yeah? So, heavy attack, cold traps, trap beast, endless hail, poison injection, bar swap, animation cancel, one surprise attack, rending slash, and now the ulti, then spectral bow, and it hits 43k now. Put the buff back on, and surprise attack, bar swap. I can add like one surprise attack at least into my rotation because you have time to add as long as if you animation cancel it. So every time you do light attack, put the bow and put your relentless focus back on, bar swap, cold traps, and put the dots, put beast, and the sail, poison injection, bar swap. Then he is in the execute phase, so you can just execute him and it's pretty much done. Put your ulti so you get 20% more DPS. Put the bow and he is dead. I hit 44.5k with blue food and no leeching strikes, which is trial setup. Now this is the fast paced one, and this is the one that I slow motioned, and this is the phase one now. So when you master it, this is basically what you are going to see, and it is pretty much fast and it hits so hard. Rotation is very much simple, so when you do that, you can do better DPS than me because I'm not playing DPS much, but I play tank, so this is it. He is dead now. And now I'm going to use leeching and dubious Cameron to sustain myself because otherwise it is going to be a problem and I have to use heavy attacks, and leeching strikes is a DPS loss, and it will be a problem on the DPS test. And I will add some surprise attack in here. So just before I swap bar, I animation cancel the surprise attack by swapping bars and put the dots, surprise attack, rending slash, deadly cloak. It doesn't matter really if you put your spectral bow after your rending slash, but it's supposed to be procced after you use surprise attack and rending slash. Then you use deadly cloak because you're already using that before you going to hit the target dummy. So probably the DPS will go down because of the leeching strikes and the dubious Cameron. At least it need to be hit like 40k. So now surprise attack and just execute him. Okay, 39k. So this is the character that I'm using, and I hope you liked the video, and see you on the next one. The next one will be about PvP, Stamina Nightblade, and PvE with War Machine with Two Fang Snake. So I will do DPS tests as well. I will work on that, and I will also try new sets that drops from this place. I don't know if you recognize it. This is Bloodroot Forge, the new dungeon. No, my god, not the trial, man. And there's another set that drops from Falkrat Hold. I kinda have like few setups, and I'm going to show it to you as well. And I have to check the things around. Then after I'm sure I can record a video, then I can share you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below if you have any question or any idea to help me. And thanks for watching, thanks for your support. I appreciate it.